what am I doing today? And I'm gonna be doing yellowtail, right? Steak. I'm gonna steak it, and I'm going to season it, and I'm gonna make beautiful tomato sauce with it. So again, this is a pretty big snapper, and like I showed yesterday or in a previous video, is these are already cleaned, right? It's a bit frozen, right? But what I want to do is I want to extend. See, they did not clean it all the way for me. And I take a serrated knife in this situation, right? Because it's a little on the frozen side, but I want it to sit nicely, and I go all the way up to the head, okay? And I open this up. And as I said in previous video, I'm going that freshness that really, you know, brings a bitter taste to the fish. You want to sort of remove that to get the gills, right? And again, in this situation, it's a bit frozen, but I will show you exactly what I do here, okay? And with the serrated knife, I can get in there and get that the gills off. Nobody wants to eat that anyway, right? Nobody wants to eat that. And this comes off nicely. Well, like I said, it's a bit frozen, but once you grab it, it will come out, okay? There you go. There is my gills, a little bit of old blood in there, okay? So what I want to do now, I want to go and I want to rinse, right? Got my nice warm water here. All right. Okay. All right. And I'm going to do the same thing. I got my garbage bag right here. I'm going to do the same. This is a bigger one. All right. And you see they left the sack in there too. I will show you how to deal with this. All right. So once you get through the head, through the gills, I want to show you something in here. This sack that they left in here is all part of the intestine. So if you come home and you say, oh yeah, they cleaned it for me, this is really gonna make the dish a little unpleasant for you, okay? So I'm literally getting all that out of there. I'm going and I'm getting the gills out. And it's a serrated knife. If you have a very sharp knife, that sort of elevates the gills, and you get your hands around it, and it all comes out, okay? So here are the gills, I'll show you. All right, takes a little finagling, and you know, I grew up in a fishing village, so I'm used to this. Pull that. Look at all what was left in the fish, right? Look at all what was left in the fish. All right, so that takes care of that. Actually, there's a little more of that sack. All right, a little more of that sack, a little more of that gill also. We'll get that out. Sometimes you have to force it out. And there it is. I come in with my serrated knife. And all right, if this was not that bit frozen, it would come off much easier. All right. Again, gonna rinse out. Rinsed out. You want this to taste. You don't want any of that bitter taste with any of this, okay? Now what do I want to do next? I want to clean my board. Always clean out your board. I have it next to the sink. And now what I'm going to do, get this out of here. What I want to do now is to, remember I'm doing steaks, all right? I'm doing steaks for my sauce earlier, so I'm going to go saving the tail, and again it's a serrated knife, so it goes through. All right, and I'm gonna chunk them about yay big. Don't need to measure. All right, and again, that's the type of knife that you want to use in this situation. All right, okay, all right, okay. So I'm creating my yellowtail snapper steaks. Get it ready to season, sit for a few hours, and good to go. Okay. All right. You can this is not a red snapper. You can see the tail, right? All right. Now here, I keep this big since I'm gonna make this. You know, you could go in and take some of that and just leave the head, but I'm gonna leave it like this. All right. This is a smaller one. Let me clean this out. Run my water. Run my water. That. All right, same concept here. Keep this nice and see how quick that goes through. All right, and there you have it. I have my steaks, all my steaks and the head, the whole fish. I'm going to rinse this and then I'll be back to season. All right, I have my fish. I've rinsed it a couple times. Used some lemon. I'm going to squeeze some more lemon in there. All right, that stays with the seasoning. All right. Okay, this is lime. This is lime. I have a good write-up on lime versus lemon. Not a big difference. Okay. I have green seasoning. I have my green seasoning right here. All right, talked about it in the previous video. And again, this is going into a sauce, so I'm more generous than what I was doing with the filet in the air fryer. Okay, so that's that. All right. Now remember what I said yesterday. You need heat, you need garlic, you need all these things. This is my Scotch bonnet. All right, and now I have my real. I was looking for that yesterday, but it was in the dish. It was in the dishwasher. All right, and remember this Scotch bonnet is the heat is in the seeds. The heat is in the seeds. All right, but again, we going in. We're going in. All right. Again, rough cut. Right. All right. Boom. All right. I have thyme. Thyme usually dries out. Okay. Now I'm just gonna, just take a couple branches. I could chop it small. Actually, I might do some of that. I'll show you. But thyme, I guess say thyme, right? Thyme is the keeper of everything. All right, but what I do, I could chop some of that up because it's a little woody when it gets dry. And I've had this in the fridge. I use a lot of thyme, so I buy it and then it gets a little woody in the refrigerator. There you go. All right, thyme. All right, what's next? Close that up. I have a piece of ginger here. I love ginger. All right, not a lot, about a yay big. All right. Clean it up a little. Take some of that skin off. All right, quickly. There you go. That's enough, right? Get that skin off of there. All right, and I'm gonna chop it up. Ginger has so much flavor and so much health benefits for you. That I put it in everything. In my coffee, my tea. All right. There you go. A generous amount of ginger. All right. Waste not. And I rinse my board a couple times. I have my onion. I'm putting the whole onion in there. All right. So what I did is I cut off the edge on both sides. All right. That gives you, right, and then you just roll the knife. All right, get rid of that. Okay, and then they say waste not, want not, but I take the outer covering off. There you go. And then I go down the middle. Pay attention. All right, you don't want to cut your hands here. And again, this is going into a sauce, so I go big. All right, go big or go home. Now what they say, yeah, that's the same thing. All right, generous amount of onions. It's going in. And what did I say yesterday? Garlic. Fish has to have garlic putting all of this in there. Come back here. You know, I could sit there and peel and all that, but when you beat the crap out of it, it just pops right out, you know. And they say to look for the garlic with the roots on the end, and that's what I do here. You know, in terms of where your garlic comes from and things like that. And, you know, so I do pay attention to these things. All right. And I'm taking the time with the garlic because the garlic is an important part of this dish. I'll clean up my sink when I'm done. Lots of garlic. It gives it that oomph, you know, that flavor. That, especially if you're gonna do especially if you're doing steamed fish. If you're doing steamed fish, oh, garlic and lemon is the key. The garlic and the lemon, they're the key when it comes to steamed fish. All right. And this is real, you know, this is not edited video. This is me doing what I do. So, you know, if I'm messing up, I'm messing up. You pick that up, it's all well and good. I'm getting my garlic going. All right, lots of it. Lots of garlic. All right, we don't want to waste. We don't want to waste. There you go. All right. All right. I'm working hard on this garlic. But we're getting there. I'm almost done with this. I'm going to do a little allspice, a little bit of curry. And you could use Mrs. Dash, especially if you have high blood pressure. Or you could use a little bit of Himalayan salt. Okay? All the other ingredients, all the heavy cube and all the seasonings that we use, just pay attention to the amount of sodium. I will show you what I have in a bit when I'm done working with the garlic here. Put this one aside. All right, there's my garlic, rough cut. And that's flavor here, especially when it comes to, if you're gonna make a tomato-based sauce, which is what I'm gonna do eventually. This is a lot of garlic, nice. Make sure you get all that stuff off the edge. All that off, and then boom. All right, I'm gonna show you guys what I use. I have it here. All right. So I usually use the chicken sodium-free version. We ran out of that, but I have again, if you look, zero sodium. The chicken one is the same thing, the same company. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna use here. All right. I don't think they have a fish version, but this gives it, you know, some flavor. You don't have to use this at all. All right, but I'm gonna use just a touch of it, and it's sodium free. Okay, it's sodium free. I did not even use the whole. I did not use the whole package. All right, and I'm gonna do a little bit of curry, Caribbeanize it. All right, and allspice. You could use this is grounded, so that's what I'm using. You could use the seeds, the peppercorns. The allspice seeds. All right, and there we have it. Right, all done. And then what I do, right? I use the tongs like this, right? You can get if you don't want to get your hands dirty, well, get that back in there and coat all the fish. Get all that. And then what I do, right? I put a little bit of liquid in there. I put a little bit of water in there and let it sit. And that water is actually going to go into the sauce itself later on. So there you have it. My steaks of snapper seasoned and ready to go. Thank you guys. It's a mess, but that's how we do it.